This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, and welcome to today's edition of the Pit Stop for what is it? It is Wednesday, November 22nd, Hump Day, the day before Thanksgiving, and thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the pit crew and contributing to today's show where we cover today's sim racing news. So we have a little bit to talk about, a little bit of sim racing news, a little bit of Simpit news, and then we'll move on to other things for the day because we are far behind and we have so much more content to create. So let's go ahead and move on to today's news. And again, I want your guys' opinion. I want your thoughts on the news. I want you to chime in with anything that you think I might miss or did miss on the show. Let's cover all of sim racing news. And hello, Singapore. Hello, and welcome to the show, all of you out there today. So first things up, Project Cars 2. Today is the day that their Japanese car pack comes out. And this is the addition of the 2 and 4 Honda concept cars, which is kind of what we're looking at here in this screenshot here. Sort of like a crossbow type of car, open wheel street car, which, you know, you're seeing more of these on the road nowadays than you ever did before. So, very, very cool with that. Also, a Honda Civic Type R, the Nissan 280ZX IMSA GTX. That's a car I want to drive in particular. I'm a Datsun guy. I'm a Nissan guy. I'll admit it. The 280ZX IMSA GTX was an incredible car. And it was very beautiful. It was a dominant car. And it's one that I'm going to be looking forward to driving as soon as I can get my hands on that DLC. Also, the Nissan Skyline GTR R32, a big fan favorite of most automotive buffs. It's a very popular car in the world. So, that car pack is out for P-Cars 2 today, and you can check it out for yourself. I'm getting this off their Twitter feed, but you just go to whatever platform you're on for the DLC. Excuse me. Next up, I've been talking about the F1 2007 eSports, and right now we looked at the prizes that they're giving away, and you know, it's sort of like being a glorified fan of Formula One. It's out back. My 240 is 100 yards from here. But when you look at the prize, it wasn't a lot of money. It was $2,000, but that was almost like money for the trip that you'd be on as you picked your favorite Formula One race to go to. So it's still in that infant stage. There are their rigs. You can see the play seat formula is there. Great looking display. This thing's going from track to track holding these competitions. And it is a big deal in terms of in the limelight and in everybody's face. But the prize to be had, when you consider how much money is going into this and this production, this is where I'm coming from. When I look at the production of this, them moving this road show all the way down to Abu Dhabi, and then the winner is going to get a couple of tickets to a race next season, and a little spending cash and a hotel and airfare. Their name and in the game for 2018, Michael, my 240 is white in color. It's a beautiful car. If you guys want to see it, I'll try to dig up some pictures. Yes, white with blue stripes. So anyway, I just mentioned it again because the Abu Dhabi event is now going on, and they have a video here talking about the guys being competitive. What I thought was funny is watching how much this left monitor wiggles on this play seat monitor stand in a very precarious place. Look at that thing wiggling away, though. Not very impressive. Sorry, play seat. I call it like I see it. So what do you think about the prize? I mean, obviously a trip to a Formula One race is a big deal. Obviously the recognition of being in the game is a big deal. But when you think esports, and I think of professional gaming, and I think of these kids playing Street Fighter and earning hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, I wonder if this is quite enough when I look at that production. I'd like to see them paying us a little bit better. And next year they will. Next up, World's Fastest Gamer. I did a whole show yesterday congratulating Rudy Van Buren. In the morning, we saw that they're doing deliberations, trying to pick between Freck, Schotthorst, and Rudy Van Buren. And in the end, Rudy won. And we don't know exactly the differences. It was very close. And they have a cool video. So if you go to the World's Fastest Gamer Twitter feed, you can see this video and just hear some of his emotion of going through this whole competition, and more importantly, being given such an incredible lifetime opportunity, really. So, you know, congratulations once again, Rudy. You can check out my video yesterday with some images as well. And I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more about this guy in the future. Next up, this comes to us from Tom, TMO. Thank you, Tom. We've been talking Black Friday. If you go to GameSpot, there is a list of every Black Friday involving games. Best Buy, GameStop, Target, Toys R Us, Walmart, Newegg. The list goes on. So if you're looking for a deal on a game of any sort, you might want to check that out. Also, Steam right now is having their autumn sale starting today through the 28th. Discount on Steam products, and if you want to plan ahead, they have their winter sale going on between December 21st and January 1st. So thank you very much. Thank you. No, the other Tom. Sorry, Tom Jones. But thank you for sending that in. I appreciate it. And since we're on the topic of sending them in, oh gosh, I already forgot who said it. It was, bear with me, I hate scrolling backward on chat, but I want to give credit where credit is due. So bear with me 1 second. Here we go. I guess my brain is still a little mushy from all my traveling. Oh, where'd it go? Bear with me. So sorry. I hate when I do this. So unprofessional. Where are you? Oh, I missed it. And I know your name. I'm just blanking right now. I missed it. Alright, I'm sorry. One of you out there. Roland. I'm sorry. I remembered your name. I didn't even find it. It won't scroll back far enough. Roland gave me this story, and I thank you very much because I checked about 2 hours ago, and that was just prior to them putting this video up at R Factor 2. This video's on YouTube. You can find it at their Twitter feed, their Facebook, everywhere. And it's them basically promoting the Formula E car that they've been building. This isn't the mod that was used in the Visa Vegas race. This is theirs. And the Hong Kong track. And they're scheduled to be released before the first race of the Formula E season. So, it is an interesting car. We could have a whole conversation on Formula E in general. There's Max coming to the show. You know, eSport, electric, hybrid electric cars drive differently. The power band is different. The traction is different. The noise is certainly different. I am still not sold on the concept of e-racing. Yes, they're amazing what those cars can actually do. However, it just sounds funny to me. Anyway, I don't know. Formula E, it'll be interesting to see how the Formula E car handles in R Factor 2 compared to, like, say, a Formula 3 car. Maybe its counterpart in the petrol world. So, anyway, that's very great. And again, I've been talking about R Factor 2 more and more. And if you go back in time to R Factor 1, when it came out, it came out. And then it built up, and it built up, and it built up, and it became one of the greatest sims ever built. R Factor 2 is on a very, very similar path. It came out quiet, not a lot going on, needed some help, needed some updates, needed Studio 397 to get on board and be part of the team. And now we are seeing that increased pace of content, updates, refinements, and I think that R Factor 2 is well on its way to being one of the best sims out there. Arguably, you could already say it is by some people's standards. I think more will really seal the deal on that topic. So, good for them. It'll be nice to see, and gosh, I can't believe we're already at the end of November. So, the beginning of the season and getting this Hong Kong track, which John Hill's in the chat here. We talk about street tracks all the time. So, here's a proper street course. Should be a lot of fun to drive. That'll be great in any car, let alone the Formula E. Next up on today's topic comes from iRacing. They've announced, well, this is actually from Mazda. I'm looking at the iRacing version of the story. Mazda today announced the 4 drivers that were narrowed down from, I believe, 14 drivers to be the contestants in the Mazda Road to 24 Shootout, where the winner is going to get a $100,000 Mazda Racing Scholarship towards running next year's battery tender Global Mazda MX5 Cup. That's a lot of words to get out of my mouth. Anyway, Glenn McGee, you might remember him from the show. I put a link to the interview with him in the description of the show. Glenn was the original winner of this contest, and he not only got into that final thing where it's now 4 people, and the reason I talk about it is John Allen of iRacing fame. If you're an iRacer, you probably know John Allen. He's one of the best in all of iRacing, and he qualified in through that Global MX5 Cup Challenge on iRacing, and that got him into that send in your resume. The drivers that were in this selection all got to send in their resume and make an argument for why they should be one of the final 4 contestants. The guys behind Mazda, just like McLaren, they deliberated, reviewed the resumes, and selected 4, John Allen being one of them. And they're saying this is the best field they've ever had, but they seem to say that every year, funny enough. But Glenn McGee went on to have a great year in that series. I don't remember where he finished exactly, but you know, he wasn't a real-life racer. He had some autocross experience, but he was a sim racer. And he went in there, and he held his own against guys who've been running in the MX5 for years. I said it just yesterday, I think. Every sim racer has won a competition, whether it be GT Academy or this competition. They've gone on to make us proud and do better than any of the real-life racing people would have ever imagined some sim racer would have done. So, anyway, congratulations to John Allen, and we'll have to stay on that story to see if he can edge out those other guys and actually be racing in that Battery Tender Series next season, which would be outstanding. Oh, I have another copy of the Formula E and the R Factor Twitter, and I believe that takes us to the end of the official news for the day. Thank you, Phil. Yes, everybody, like the show, please. Spread the word. I love doing these morning shows, and it's even more fun with a larger audience. Definitely want to grow the channel, grow the show. I'm working on so much stuff in the background, so let's talk about some of that. Obviously, tonight, we have our SRS series starting up with our practice. There was a track change, so as you can see, the first race is now Road Atlanta. Very sorry about that. We, the people, we selected Bathurst, but unfortunately, there's a problem with that track, and I'm not going to go into the details on it, but we had to swap out for Road Atlanta, which is a gorgeous version of Road Atlanta. So it should be a lot of fun. I will work my butt off to get a video today helping you guys get in there, how to join SRS Sim Racing System, how to join Race Department to be able to get the tracks we are going to need, how to download and install those tracks and join us. We will have a practice server. It's running already, and you can join us for that practice. But tonight at 6 p.m., we will do our Attack the Track and Setup Shop. No idea what we're going to learn on setup. We might not get that far, but we're at least going to learn the driving line at Road Atlanta and get to be able to all drive with each other. Yes, Tom, we have a flea outbreak in Port Hueneme for some reason. Don't know why. So, anyway, hopefully you'll join us for that on track. If you can't, maybe you'll join us and watch in on the stream. What else do we have going on? I've been plugging and promising Sim Pizza. This will come out by Sunday. I said by the weekend, but running out of time, and tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So, by Sunday, I'm going to have this video ready. By Sunday, I will have the Thrustmaster TGT wheel review done. And beyond that, Saturday night, I told you the other day, we were going to have a show. It's not going to be a sim tunnel. It's going to be Saturday night. Not sure exactly what time yet, but I'll let you know when we get closer. It's going to be fun. It's going to be funny. It's going to be scientific. Somebody guessed Jessica interview. Nope. Great idea. Nope. Nope. Next up, I'm going to give you more clues. See if anybody can figure out what we're going to do Saturday night. It's going to be informative. It's going to be comparative. And it's going to be controversial. So that's Saturday night. It's going to be fun, funny, scientific, informative, comparison, and controversial. That's a great guess, Michael. That is not it. So, I'll keep you guys all thinking. That's Saturday night, something else we're working on right now. And then the last news of the day I have is an introduction. Excuse me. Mitchie Hoyer. I put a link to the description in the interview that I did with Mitchie Hoyer. Mitchie Hoyer was one of the finalists in the R Factor 2 McLaren competition for World's Fastest Gamer. So we're talking one of the best R Factor 2 drivers on Earth. He runs an FSR, and if you don't know FSR, this is probably the biggest pride trophy in sim racing, is winning an FSR championship, and some of the biggest names in all of sim racing have gone through there. Anyway, Mitchie Hoyer, in my opinion, is one of the best, and he doesn't even like when I use the word alien, but to be honest with you, the guy is an alien. And he's been doing a lot of track drives, showing mainly Formula 1 cars at the tracks they're running in FSR, and doing incredible tutorials and setup shops, far better than what I can do. When I always did mine, I always said for beginners, it's like, hey, here's the 1, 2, 3. Let's work on tire pressure. Let's work on some basic suspension and aero if the car has it. But Mitchie goes that next level. He's going to be doing some videos coming up soon, and they're going to be tutorials on various cars, various tracks. He'll probably be looking at new content coming out, new cars, new tracks. He'll be doing things like data logging and how to install mods, how to install various things. His head is cut off? My head is cut off. Could you be clearer, John? Anyway, Mitchie is going to be on the show, and he will be doing direct videos for the Simpit, and that'll be coming up very soon. So I just want to let you guys know, don't be surprised when you see Mitchie on the show, and I'm really looking forward to him giving us that next level stuff. I can give you the basics on all of sim racing, but if you're looking for somebody who wants to give you that, how do I go from being a regular guy to being one of the best, he's the kind of guy who can bridge that gap. And we're doing something else beyond just those videos. We have something else super secret in the works that'll be coming out. I'll give you more information on that coming up soon. It's going to be fun. It's going to be funny. It's not what I'm talking about for Saturday night, though. It's something entirely different. So unless you guys have anything to add to the show, we've had a full day here on a slow news day. I do just want to say to you guys, Thanksgiving is an American tradition, American holiday. And I think it's been removed a little bit from what its origination was. But on a global level, being that we're seeing all these Black Friday deals in sim racing, I just want to tell you guys that right now is a great time to be thankful. So I'm thankful for all you guys. I'm thankful for this show. I'm thankful for where sim racing is heading, and I'm thankful to all my friends and family. I feel like, and I don't want to be religious, I'm not even a religious guy, but I feel like I'm very blessed, and I'm very lucky to have so many great people involved in my life. And today, tomorrow, it's a great time to reflect on the things that we all have to be grateful for in life. So happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Thank you for being part of my show. Thank you for being the pit crew. Thank you for being here today, and we'll be back on Friday. No show tomorrow. Tomorrow is a holiday. I'll be with family and friends, eating food, getting fat, and staying away from all of this because I'll be with them. But I will be back on Friday. We'll get everything going again and having fun. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.